Hello! Forgot a few things. And now my space is a mess. This is fine. I'll figure it out. But yes, hi everyone. I knew you'd like this. This thing. This is called Pastel, and Pastel is your favorite type of color group, Chai Tea. I knew that. And it's also cute. It's the thing I use for my alerts. That's nice. Oh, my tea is so hot. That is not getting drank anytime soon. Yes, hello everybody. Ooh, an 8. We're off to a great start. Today we're doing something a little different. Oh, I didn't make a new question of the day. Whatever. What am I gonna do? We are doing some crafting today because I have too many gosh darn minis. I did a subscription box for a bit. I have the boxes behind me, actually. Let me grab one. They changed the name. They were Dungeons in a Box, but now they're Minis in a Box. And I had this subscription for like a year, so I paid for that. And now I just have too many gosh darn minis. Like, look at all these boxes. Look at them all. There's like 2 more behind those 6. Yeah, I can count. So I decided, what's a great excuse to work on minis? Using my own free time? No. We use stream time. But yeah, I didn't make a new question of the day because I forgot. I was at my mom's birthday yesterday, which ran until 10:30, which was really surprising because we're all a bunch of old people. And then I left around you have free time? Yeah. No. I left around 1 and I got home around 3 and then I slapped this together. So well, I didn't slap it together. I had some stuff prepped, but I didn't have my setup prepped. Yeah, no, I don't have free time because I don't make myself have free time. I fill my free time with things I want to do, and then there's too many things. The craft theme's really cute, right? I love this. What are they called? Themes? Yeah. You just said it, theme. But yeah. Any funny stories? That's the last question of the day I think I wrote. Then check. My streaming computer's keyboard, yeah, is finally close enough that it's not gonna bother me, but this is not a permanent setup. I don't know if I have any other ones. I'm sure I have other fun and funny stories. I can't think of any right now. I'm a little sick, I think. It isn't the evil one, I checked. The evil virus. But yeah, I think I have a cold or something. Like my tonsil and this ear, they have been itchy and like a little bit pained for like 2 or 3 weeks now. Did I go to a doctor? No. I'm sure it was fine. But now I think it's exploded into something that's actually sickness. So, is this my fault? Yes, this is my fault. No, I can't think of anything right now. Not any news stories since Friday. That's good that nothing fun or funny's happened over the weekend. Because most of the time when it's a funny story, it's someone's in pain. Or someone gets hurt, or someone does something stupid. Oh, I guess one, it's not really like too big of a story, but like one of them, we were out in the woods up north walking around, and there was like a log in the middle of this river, and there's just like this giant brown spider and this like probably male version of it, and I think they might have been like courting each other, and I don't know why I thought it was like the good idea, but I can't throw worth shit, so I didn't think it was gonna hit, but I threw a stick right between them, slammed it, and I screamed really loud as they scattered because I hate spiders so much. I hate them. We worked on cleaning the basement today. Ew, which isn't fun or funny. No, that's gross. Is it, did it get better? How do I sound, by the way? Like, my bar is a little... It's different. But if I sound fine, then I don't care. Yeah, I mean... Let's get this shit started. I'm gonna see if there's more chill music. It's gonna be a work in progress for a while, but the bit we got done looks good. Nice. Let me see if I can find... Well, they have one called Chill Out Stream. Although, I do like this EDM better. Sound fine to me? Cool. We'll stay on the EDM for now. But let's switch over so then you can see my hands and my cord. Alright, so we have options to start with. I've primed all of these. Oh, and everything in the box, I will have references for most of these things, so we are going to be not following a pattern, but we got some things to do. So like, they all came with cards, and they all have like stat blocks on the back. But we care about the picture. So let me find which ones we have. I don't remember which ones I primed. I don't think it was that one. This one doesn't have a card. Well, it does, but it's on D&D Beyond. So you can stare at the purple worm while I figure out which ones I have primed. And then you guys can choose which one we start with. So then I can test out a poll thing. Skilled Dragon. I remember that one being that one. You should paint the next thing we have to fight. Oh, the next thing you fight. I don't know. I haven't decided. I don't even know where you guys are going right now. So let's do some. Some of these might not have cards. I mean, I'll be partial to the worm myself. We can do the worm first. I think I can grab that one. I have 2 of those cards. That's fun. Come to me. Then we got, yep. Oh, I did. Okay. I didn't know I primed that one. It was a fever dream yesterday, honestly. Other people can vote on things too. It's true. We'll do a poll thing just so I can figure out. I don't think I have a card for this guy. There's something I want to try that I've seen other people use on Twitch, but I've never tried it myself before. Alright. So, let me see if I can get it going. I have cameras and lights in front of my monitor, so if I start leaning around like a weirdo, that's just because I can't see what I'm doing. Okay, so we got Oh my goodness. If there's spelling mistakes, there's nothing I can do. Man, we have a lot of minis actually. I should have set this up beforehand. What? Doing something I should have done beforehand? No. That's not how I roll around here. Or I think what the dungeon is in a box is what I remember it being called, but I think they might have been the specific subscription box I did was minis in a box after a bit. But these are really nice prints. And so is the purple worm. The purple worm is also a nice print. Alright, and then let me... Oh, dear lord. Oh, gosh. Yeah, I should have done this before. I didn't get everything. There we go. I need to make a browser source. Only getting audio on the left side. I thought something was weird. How do I fix that? Why is it like that? That's my question. Okay, it has a limiter on it. Maybe that's something. That's fine. Thought my headphones were broken for a couple minutes. Yeah, because I noticed that only the top line has stuff on it. How much converge is his too? Okay. Well, the balance is... Oh, goodness. Okay. Let me see if it... Maybe it's not plugged in all the way. Like a headphone thing. Alright. Purple worm. Everybody look. Also, watch as the camera shakes because I have to parkour my way through this table. Don't mind me. I'm actually going to move that more. Okay, well, let's check this connection here first. Oh, there it is. Oh, cool. I didn't even have to go far. It wasn't plugged in all the way. Hey! I mean, it was a cool effect that I planned to have happen. Alright, let me figure out this browser source thing. See, I thought to do it beforehand, and then I just didn't, so... Hole. Okay, well, I think it's there, technically. No! Not the camera! Where'd the browser source go? There it is. Okay. So, I will run through all the options. I will say start a poll just to make sure that it's working. Okay, it is. So, I think there's more options. But is that a matter of... How many options should there be? Oh no, I guess there's only 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Did I miss stuff? Alright, there must be more options that I've fucked up on. Okay, we got the purple worm. Okay, hold on, I'm just counting. Purple worm. Jordan Artificer, Dragonkin, Berserker. Oh, I missed the Sea Hag. No, I didn't. She's right there. Swamp Hag. Undead. Snake Demon. Nature Spirit. Swamp Hag. Angel. Armored Dragon. Gilded Dragon. Oh, I missed the Penguin and the... Hold on. Oh, it's gonna make me retype. This is poopy. Poopy. Purple worm. Angel. Undead guy. Penguin thing. Did I already write angel? Is it? Gilded dragon. Armored dragon. Swamp hag. Snake lady. Dragon dude. Dwarven. Artificer. Unicorn thingy. There we go. Okay, that is correct. We will move this up. My mouse. Please, mouse. Oh, golly. No. Ah! Everything is pain and agony right now. Hold on. My mouse is... Don't be dumb. The thing is right there. Alright. We'll put it over my face for now because I just can't handle this mouse anymore. It's such a little bitch ass. Okay. We don't need to see my face anyways. So this is the purple worm, as you all have seen, printed by Malembar. It's very nice, especially now that it's primed. It's very nice. I like all the... Like, it turned out great, honestly. So that's the purple worm. The angel is this. I believe some people have seen this before. Let me show the card. If I can find it. Gosh dang it. It's right here somewhere. There it is. This is what the general vibe is going to be for it. We won't get exact colors and stuff like that. We'll take some liberties. Oh no, the angel. You know, it's only a... It's a CR 15. You know, it's not bad. Undead guy. This guy doesn't have a card. He's just a skeleton dude. I don't really know how to do the focus. Like, I could turn on autofocus, but I think that'd just be more annoying than anything. They voted for me typing angel? Uh-oh. Or did someone vote for it? If anyone wrote the number 2? Oh, that's weird. Okay, okay. We'll finish the poll and we'll hide it. I'll just go through... Oh, I did it again. My existence is pain and agony right now, everybody. Overuse, which means there's a reuse button. Oh, thank fuck. Okay. It's alright, we're okay. Let me see what autofocus would even look like. It might be actually fine for this. Yeah, that's way better. So that's what this guy looks like. He's just an undead dude. He's got a stick. I think he's honestly supposed to be... I think he's supposed to be akin to this. But I also might just have an archmage. Wait. Where was my Espen crisp? Nice and crip. Yeah, he's cool. It's just a normal undead dude. And then penguin thing. It's kind of like an emperor penguin type dude. And the autofocus isn't going to be great. Mostly because it's not doing its fucking job. It's fine. It's fine. Nice and crypt. But yeah, it's more of an emperor penguin as opposed to on the card. Where's his card? I grabbed it, I swear. Oh, there he is. Yeah. So he's more like this. Except he'll be an emperor penguin, so I'll have to look that up, because he's got little emperor penguin foofshies. And then we got the Gilgid dragon, as I wrote in that. He is this mini. It's pretty cool looking. He'll look even cooler when you can actually see color. I realize maybe this will help. Maybe I put a flashlight on it? Kind of. You can see more of the detail. It doesn't look great. That's the Gilded Dragon, and he's... Turn off the flashlight. There he is. He's a red dragon. You know, all shiny, sparkly. I think you guys have fought him before. And then we got everyone's fan favorite, the armored dragon. He's here. He doesn't have a base like most of the other things do, but he's still cool. I think he's also a red dragon. Yeah, but he has a cool hammer. Thing. We got the dragons. Swamp hag. Oh, this thing is the most beautiful thing in the world, you know? A swamp hag. She's all sitting all cross-legged like Buddha. I'm not gonna rub her belly. That'd be kind of like a little bit sacrilegious. She's got like a crab in her hand. She's very beautiful. And Snake Lady. This is an undead snake woman. She's got a lot of swords. She's got a lot of hair too. So yeah, there's that. Dragon dude. That's very specific, but I know what I'm talking about. This is just a dragonborn with a... You know what? I'm not sure what that is. I assume it's an axe of some sort. Doesn't exactly match the card, but hey. I like whatever weapon he's actually holding on the mini. We can make him any color we want. The Artificer. I think the Snake Lady's called the Naga. Yeah, that is generally a Naga, but I think the actual card called her Undead Snake Demon. Rude. Yeah, there's the Artificer. I like his wings, they're pretty neat. They're pretty nifty. And then last but not least, the, as I wrote, unicorn thingy. This is why I shouldn't. It's called a Nature Spirit Unicorn, but it looks more like a deer. These are all prime black because I like the way black prime things look. It gives it a more like dirty look. I kind of like the darker tones it brings. But yeah, Let me see. Okay. Let me vote. I do like the unicorn too. But yeah, I believe you can just type the number in the chat, and then it should help. It should vote for you. It's still gonna be over my face. Ooh, we got penguin thing. It's probably what it's gonna be. I don't know how many people are here. I can easily figure this out if I wanted to, which I will. Oh, I can't see. It's fine. Now I can see. Okay, yeah, we will do the penguin thingy, and then we'll do the angel, because I don't think... If a penguin takes me 3 hours, I think it's time to just, you know, go to bed. So yeah, we will get started on the penguin. Let me look up... Well, first off, let me grab its card out, so we can have a reference. Let's hope we don't get paint all over it. We'll put it here. Move the very painful purple worm. Could I have shaved off its little tips? Yeah, but I don't wanna. He's nice. And then let's get some colors. Got white. Now keep in mind, I am not a master craftsman, you know? You can see my messy coloring box. We'll need this. This. Oops, sorry, penguin. This one. Well, we'll just take out all the ones I think I'll need. But I mean, I learned how to do these from my sister's boyfriend. He's into Warhammer, and he does a lot of Warhammer stuff. And so he showed me the basics, so I know the way I know. It may not be the nice way, mostly because I may be using layer paint when I should be using base paint, or base paint when I shouldn't be using it. But who cares? You hush, you're fantastic. Is this where you find out you're colorblind? Rude, maybe. I mean, I don't have the best color vision. Oh, I have 2 of these? So I do. That away, that's a new one. Take out these blues. And then we'll take this one out. We'll need some browns. I don't even know what box this is. Because it's clearly not an actual, like, art box. I've just repurposed it. Need yellow for his beak. We need black, because he's got feet. And... Emperor penguins have, like, yellow, right? Alright, took that out. What do we want on the shield? We'll do, like, gold. Guess it's time to look for a penguin homeroom phrase. You could look up a penguin. Wait, is that how you spell penguin? I was like, you know, it's a penguin. We'll just, Oh my god. It's probably like a pangolin or something. Bring out the water. And then I need to pull up a emperor penguin. Oh goodness. Everything is all over the place. Emperor Penguin. Emperor Palpatine comes before Emperor Penguin, everyone. Thanks, Google. Well, that's not helpful. Sure, that'll just be yellow. Pangolins are much different. Oh. Wait, that's the, Aardvark? No. Armadillo? Is that the armadillo lace? Alright, so what is the main color on this gonna be? I think white. So the thing I learned is you kind of like... You brush it all over with what the main color is gonna be, unless your main color is the, base coat. So like if I was just gonna do black, we could just start painting, but I think I'll do white. They're armored anteaters? Oh. And then you kind of just like get angry at your stuff. There we go. And just take like a big brush. Get some paint on it. Wipe it off a little bit. And you just get it underneath, because then that'll kind of just like bring the base color out behind all the other colors. This paint dries really fast, so there's not going to be like a lot of waiting between us choosing different colors. Making it white will also help me see what the fuck I'm doing with all this detail. Yeah, so it's just gonna be chill stuff until I run out of minis to paint. Maybe we'll do like crochet some other time or something like that. Nothing too too much room, because like this is my bedroom. I don't have like all the room in the world in here for giant projects. And I'm also not very... I don't do a lot of other crafts besides painting and crocheting. I would like to go back into dice making, but I think I need either a good mold or a different pressure pot. 'Cause my pressure pot is a little butt munch and doesn't like to actually keep pressure all that well. You know, the thing it's supposed to do. But that'll be something for later. They always look too nervous to ask their parents a question. Oh, that's right. Oh, I love those penguins. They're so cute, pangolins. But yeah, they just always look like they're always like, Mom, Dad. I pooped in the toilet, but not the toilet, the sink. I made a new toilet. Aren't I creative? Yeah, prepare for my hands to be full of paint. Yeah, if there's any like crafts you guys have ideas for, just for me to like try, like even if it's just like one of those crafting kits, a paint by number, you know, stuff like that. I'll also gotta be more conscious. I realized I was holding it here. Here we are. Either that or I might have to move the camera. Yeah, that's a thing I'll have to be cautious with. I don't know if you're supposed to prime the base like this, but I do anyways. Just because I like consistency. Do that if you guys have more minis for me to paint. Could always paint somebody's mini. Well, I guess you should see my work first before I offer that. Alright, I'm gonna move this camera closer. There we go. It's kind of creating a shadow now. Oh, I can get you minis to... I can get you minis to print if you want more to print. Or paint. I mean, it's whatever you guys want. I know it takes time to print minis, so... Alright, I think that's a good base. Just leave that in there for a tick. Now we use the tool that I should have been using already. I like this, because now I can hold it and not get too much paint all over myself. Eventually we'll have to, because the base here doesn't exactly, that's what I'm looking for. It doesn't entirely get painted because it's clamped in like this. We do have the Monday Night Campaign minis, that's true, I could paint those. Let me maybe zoom in this camera a bit more. No one cares about the mess. I have a dragon running right now that's a 1.25 days print. Oof. That's a lot of printing. Yeah, sorry if this camera's kind of grainy. This is the lower quality camera. Focus. Yeah, whatever. Oh, that you have to reprint? Oh, what happened? Did just like your thing just decide not to do its job, or? Alright, where do we want to start? This guy has a lot more going on than the picture, which is totally cool. You know, let's start with the cape. Too bright. Two of the legs didn't get enough support, so they failed. It's really my own fault. I didn't check the preview well enough. Aww. That's still annoying. Always remember to close your paints. Okay, you know what? I might turn off autofocus. It's kind of annoying me. Let's play with the focus slider. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, that's nice. Alright. At least look nice in the preview. Yeah, that's better. Or I'll just keep it and have a handy capable dragon. Yes! He's handy capable. He'll still kill you. Looks much better? Okay, that's what I thought. I was just like, it looks so bad. But now it's more focused to where my stuff is. Oh, come on. Yeah, I had to, I wasn't sure if the purple worm was gonna get picked first, so I had to go get some purple paint because I didn't have any. And I also ran out of some silver. But the problem with that is I went to a craft store. Ooh, I should grab it. I want to grab it. I want to show you what I got. Well, I got... Chai Tea has two of the sets right now. Because they're hers. Hardcore. Ooh, yes. I will give them back afterwards. I promise. I'm gonna get paint all over them. I'm just kidding, I won't. Ooh, hardcore. The Pengu is just too cute, otherwise I would have went worm. Oh no, I get that. But yeah, the problem with where these paints were is it's a hobby store. So I got dice. These ones are Chai Teas. There's like a cute little daisy in it. And then I got her these ones. They have cool font and they're just so sparkly. Sparkles aren't showing up too much. Of course you did. Shut up. I need like parental guidance when I go to hobby stores. And I got these ones. And then I got talked into buying cheese ones. Because there's only 500 that were made. So yeah, I have now cheesehead dice, and I don't even do football. I think I need to go to a hobby store now. Yeah, there's like a bunch of unique ones that I've never really seen before there. Okay, well that's just the process, is getting paint all over yourself. So I think they must have gotten another company to print stuff. Roll for cheese? That is true. Let us all witness. Do you need a hobby first? No, you can just go buy dice. Let us christen these dice. These rare, rare dice. Come on, cheese. 11's not bad. But yeah, there's, let's see if I can get a good angle. There's just some cheese in there. Oh yeah, I didn't roll my actual vibe check. My Nightbutt vibe check. I rolled an 11 on my non-Nightbutt vibe check. So we'll see what Nightbutt has in store. I like my cheese vibe. My cheesy vibe. Oh, come on. This is why I almost instantly put them into something else. I like these squares, but they're so hard to get everything back in, because they have to go in a certain way. I never do it right. We're leaving it open. I'm not dealing with this. Maybe that's what the 4 was for. Dump them in the dice bag and don't see them for months. I mean, I have 52 other sets I don't play with, so yeah. You know, sometimes the sets make me mad, and then what am I going to use all that dice for? Even though I'm the one who bought them all, because they're all pretty. Once I get a house, I'll just have a shelf, and I'll have, like, dice displays on them. That's what I'm planning, so. This water pot's nice, because it's got, like, ribbing on the side and on the bottom, so you can just kind of, like, brush the color away. But anyways, on with the blue! We don't get distracted around here. Let's do this one. And a garden, yeah. A house in this economy? Yeah, I know. I just like how model paint goes on things. It's so nice. Except for when I go a bit too far. But you know, what you gonna do? I need like a second light. I mean, I can see, it's just like, I could see better. But that was my own foolery. Is model paint pretty thin? I wouldn't call it thick, but I wouldn't call it like watery thin. Because I have to, when you dip, you do have to like brush your paint off so you don't get too much model paint on it. Because otherwise it will go on thick. But otherwise, I wouldn't, like, it's not acrylic paint thick. It is more liquidy, I would say. But I wouldn't say like watercolor liquidy. But like the pigment of model paint's really nice too. So although I think you could use acrylics, I don't know how well it affects the plastic. Like, I don't know how it would go on. So I'd say if you're gonna do model painting, get model paints. They're not that expensive. They're like $4 a pot. Maybe a little less. And there's a lot in it, so like, if you run out, you've been putting it on too thick, or you've just been painting everything blue. Maybe you should have more color variance in your life. But yeah, it also dries pretty quickly, so then you can just layer it faster than just having to sit there and wait for something to dry and then come back. It's got a little buckle there. Gotta get in the crease. It's always hard to decide what to paint first on something, because if you make a mistake, like on this fluffing, I'm gonna do it second because I'm getting blue all over it. But like, for a lot of the front here, I'm just not sure where to start. Probably the shirt. Maybe this part. I realize I'm holding it close to myself again. Yell at me when I do that. Here, maybe I'll just move the camera again. Because I can only see so well. I have my glasses on. However, that does not mean I can see. Move the camera closer. Yeah, now this thing's... Trying to think of getting another light, but I don't even know. I have a lamp. You could tilt the camera a little bit more and leave it farther on the desk. Yeah, it's pretty tilted. Like, I think there's pretty good. It's just I have an issue with pulling things close to my chest. So that's on me. Yeah, that'll do. Let me see if I can find my lamp, though. I'm about to mess with my lighting, but whatever. Who needs good lighting? Not me. Because I look great in every light. Just kidding. Or am I? Parkour. Oh, good gracious. We're good. Where's my lamp? Let's see. Which? Hello. You always look fabulous on stream. Why, thank you. Yeah. Let's see if this will help. Oh, hell yeah. Now I can see way better. Oh, yeah, that's fine. The lighting's fine. And now you guys can see way better. Okay, that's just perfect. That's just perfect. Alright. Is that all the blue that's on him? See, this penguin isn't wearing a chest. No, he is wearing a chest plate. Yeah, that is little penguin armor, isn't it? Looks great from this end, as long as it looks great for you guys. I think that would be silver. It's a great chest piece. Tough guy. This is a penguin man. So I think that'd be silver. That also would be silver. Since it doesn't really seem like he has any gold, we'll make his buckle silver too. These little bits are yellow on those type of penguins, right? These little like eyebrow bits. Does he have a little blue front cloth bit? This one does, but I think this one's wearing more of a like a scale mail armor. I don't know if you can see it. But yeah, it's got like scales on it. So I'm thinking of putting silver there. But yeah, we'll do those little bits last though, because those can easily get painted over on accident. We'll do... I think the cloak having the only blue would make it pop. Yeah. Just trying to think of underneath. Get out. Because there's like the underneath between pieces is always the hardest part to paint. I'm trying to decide if it's better to paint the silver. It's probably better to paint the blue first. And I already have the blue out. Alright, let's do blue first. Oh but yeah, with the cheese dice, I didn't get them the first time around, but my primer wasn't working, so I had to go back. And then I sat there and I was just like, give me the dang cheese dice. Because, like, they are funny and cool. It's just like, man, I am not a sports person, so this really doesn't matter to me. But it's got cheese in it. You could use my octopus for holding the minis. I don't think that'd be very stable. Because they might go like, hada 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 while I'm pushing on it. And if I get paint all over myself, it's just part of the job. They're very stiff? Huh, that's fair. We do have to put some pressure on in order to actually get it to move. I'm trying to think if I should move that lamp to this side, because then... my hand's creating a shadow. Alright, let me see if I can't move this without destroying the entire known world. AKA my little setup here. Oh wow, a keyboard, guys. So amazing. So cool. It's stuck. Of course. Reach. Pull. Rip. Tear. Unplug! Place. Reach. Oh my god. My mic's in the way. Don't get in my tea. My chai tea. Just kidding, I don't have chai tea. I'm gonna snake it around. Rip and tear. Yeah, I was like, maybe I should put down a... It'd be kind of late if it was a decap ID. You're right. It's like, maybe I should put down a piece of paper just in case I get paint all over the place. Alright, there we go. Better. I mean, I'm gonna get shadows no matter what, but... At least this way I'll only get shadows from... I don't know, something. From the mini itself, I suppose. Audio went wonky? Stop being a little butt munch. Okay, hold on. Let me just... This is what I get. This is what I get. Let me just finish the blue so that my blue pot doesn't dry up. What do you mean you guys don't really want to hear me in your left ear? didn't notice until he pointed it out. Back. Okay, it's back. I'm stretching all my cords to their limits. Did it get quiet? Hold on. It did get quiet? Son of a bitch. Give me a tick. How about now? Okay. Alright, no more moving, no more touching anything. We just sit and we paint. Okay, but I think that's it for the blue. Yeah, so let's do... Let's do all the black, maybe? Back to your regular scheduled progress, right? We'll do the spear last. Yeah, let's do the black. Put him back in. Who knows, maybe this penguin will take 3 hours. And if so, that is perfectly fine. I've just noticed you can now see the camera. Oh well. Well, maybe if I back it up. Back it up, back it up, back it up, back it up. Get that shit out of frame. There, how about that? I almost shook this, that would have been horrible. Don't close, black. It's immersion. We'll get to see how our water ends up by the end of this. Shaking it would match the theme lately of things being shaken while open. Yeah. Make sure all that blue's out of there. Or at least most of it. I think a lot of the black is gonna be small. Yeah, we go in detail now. Just looking at this makes me realize I don't really know what penguins look like. Like, I know what they look like, but like... Wait. Oh yeah, they do have black feet. Okay. It's like, wait, don't they have colored feet? Some of them do. But not all penguins are that way. Just like how not all birds are that way. Speaking of birds, my neighbor rang our doorbell and was like, could you move your bird feeder? The seeds are getting on my truck. I wanted to be like, yeah, I'll move my bird feeder when you stop almost parking in my spot with your stupid truck and your motorcycle isn't loud at 6 a.m. But no, I moved it, and I might consider getting maybe a hummingbird one. Because I feel like maybe they do have black feet. Yeah, some of them have black feet, and I think some of them yellow feet. So I think where I put the bird feeder, one, we don't get to see the birds anymore. And two, then I have to just keep buying bird seed. But I think you can make hummingbird mixture pretty easily. But yeah, I wanted to be like, well, are the bird seeds hurting your truck or something? But no, I am not brave enough to sass people like that. I just think about it in my head. I think it's just sugar, syrup, and water. Yeah. Just have to find one that we can see. Because, like, we have a screen door, so it's not like we can just put it on the... Well, I mean, we could, but then we'd have the problem of... We have the screen door, so we could, like, move the screen door and always have the screen door open, but then we're always gonna get bugs, so... I don't want bugs. I hate bugs. Painting it behind chat, don't mind me. Yeah, hummingbirds are cuter anyways. So it's like, yeah, I guess, whatever, sir. Maybe I should have said that, oh yeah, I'll move my bird feeder when you, don't have your dog fly off the handle and you're just constantly yelling, dog name, dog name! Because, like, I feel like they open their garage door, they open the door before guaranteeing that they're gonna be able to get the dog on a leash. It's just like, why? It's really annoying constantly hearing you yell your dog's name because you just decided to open the truck door without being cognizant. Prime it black to base coat it white to paint it black. Yeah, that's just how some of these things go, you know? Naming your dog name is a choice. I don't know exactly what they're yelling all the time, but it's a dog's name, that's for sure. That's a glove, so... This is a wrist guard. I've made it a wrist guard because I've painted his hand black. That's a choice, but it's a creative choice. That's armor, I think. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, it's just kind of annoying. It's like, whatever, dude. I want to live my life and watch birds. I don't care about you and your stupid truck. Like, what are the seeds doing to your truck? Falling in the engine and putting it on fire? Not everyone uses common sense despite it being named common, right? I'll try to get his eyes, but... No, it's better to do face first. I also just don't tend to do eyes because they always look really bad when I do them. I think that's it for black. Because we'll do the shield in more of a silver, I think. Brown and silver on these accents. Do they have black butts? Oh, they do have black butts. Never mind, we got a whole butt paint. This is why we have pictures, people. Do, do, do. Like, the thing that annoys me the most, we're back on the truck thing. The thing that annoys me most about them and their truck is they have a two-person garage. They filled up so much of the other half of the garage that they only have the one car and their stupid motorcycle in it. And it's just like, well, why don't you organize your stupid garage in such a way that you can park your gosh dang truck in it? Whatever, that's fine. I mean, it's not fine, clearly. I'm annoyed about it, but what am I gonna do? Except maybe file an anonymous noise complaint when they have their motorcycle at 6 a.m. Except I don't think there's really much they can do in that regard. I left for a second. Yeah, screw them. Devil's advocate, wouldn't you like it if someone was throwing a bunch of stuff on your car? I mean, I wouldn't notice, to be fair. I agree with you being dramatic. Yeah, I mean, like, it's not even all over their truck. Like, sometimes it falls through, yeah. That's just because the birds go absolute apeshit for them. I'd move my shit. Yeah, I'd probably just park somewhere else because I don't have good conflict, I don't like asking people not to do things. Some people can be real bitches about it. Or you ask them to turn their music down, they're like, oh yeah, and then 2 seconds later, they're just blasting it away again. You're just like... But, like, the other issue I have is they park so close to my parking spot in front of my garage that, like, if I had a taller car, I'd be hitting their side mirror. So I have to, like, dodge it every time I'm coming into my own fucking garage. Could I ask them to not park so close? Probably. Will they? Probably not. They're a bunch of boomers, no offense. No offense to any boomers out there. I'm sure you're lovely. Unless you're not. But anyways, on to other topics. When I was driving down yesterday to my mama's B-Day party, it like rained, like torrential rainfall 3 times. It was not long enough to like cause too big of an issue, but it was long enough to be really annoying. Just take their mirror out with a bat the next time they park over where they should. Take pictures of how they were parked in case they complain. I don't wanna. Like, as much as I would love to fantasize doing that kind of stuff, I would never do that. Because us people in my family, we don't really get away with stuff like that. We always get in trouble for things everyone else gets to do. It's really not fair. It's just like, well, everyone else does it. It's like, yeah, but you're a better person. It's like, what if I'm not? What if I don't want to be a better person? I want to do the thing everyone else is doing. Not like super illegal things, just like tiny things in school where it's like, oh, you're not up to the dress code. It's like, neither is Sally's short skirt over there. You're not stopping her. Text me when they do, I'll come to it. They can't yell at me. That's fair. That's fair. Okay, I think that's all for black. If it's not, we'll just come back to it. I think next we'll do white. No, next we'll do the gray. Do I have a gray or do I just have silver? I think I only have silver, which I guess that's fine. You know what? I should probably close this before disaster strikes. That's okay, that's why we have brown paper. No, I don't have gray. But that's fine. We can do a cool silver. It'll pop out more. Oh yeah, it was like just torrential pour 3 times yesterday on my way down. It was it wasn't pleasant. It didn't last long enough to be like too big of a issue, but I was stuck behind like a nice semi on one of them. I hate semis. I hate them so much. I understand that it brings us the stuff I want. However, could it bring it when I'm not around? You know? I guess I take for granted when I was in my apartment, I only ever saw / heard from any of my neighbors twice. It was entering and leaving the building. That'd be nice. I mean, like, we don't talk to our neighbors because we're not those type of people. I don't like talking to people I don't know and I don't want to know. Okay, I was about to be like, get out. Oh yeah, that's a nice bird. Yeah, so they only ever talk to us when they want to complain. Which, like, I mean, this is the first time they've complained, so... They seem pleasant enough people, or at least the wife does. I mean, that's assumptive of me, but I think they're married. Because she told us about the fact that, in the summer, wasps just love to nest underneath our, balcony. It's called a balcony, I think. Yeah, balcony. So we knew to keep an eye out for that, which, oh my gosh, they absolutely love it. And they've been, like, super aggressive this year about trying to keep their things under our nest. No, their nests under our balcony. I think we've done like 3 or 4 work orders now. Like, hey, they're back. I don't like their precious dog. Yeah, I don't like their dog either. I mean, it's cute enough, I suppose, but I don't know. It's just really, it seems like it's a young dog, or at least it's an outdoor dog. Because it really likes just taking off after nothing. And then there's just the cacophony of dog name here, as stated before. Oh, come on. See, it's nice that these things are really sturdy, because just keep dropping this one all over the place. Let's see. Get some shiny silver. We'll do the shield later. Let's get brown on it first. So otherwise I gotta be very careful with the brown, and I want to do this in the laziest way possible. Get some silver on the weapon. Make it all sparkly. See, the other problems with these minis is I'll paint them all, but I barely have room to put them. Well, I guess I could just crowd them up on my desk, maybe. Maybe if I cleaned my closet, I'd have a spot for minis. It's a little bit of a crafting mess right now because I'm working on something else, which will stay secret because I do not want anyone to expect me to finish it. I would like to finish it, but I'd have to sit down and do it, which I have been trying to make time for it. Sometimes you just don't have the motivation to do much. That's more like a cloth. I'll tilt this up again. Stop holding it so close to yourself, Ashlyn. I can't see. Get little platforms you can nail to the wall. Yeah, that's true. But that sounds like more money. And then we'd have to, like, be careful taking them off and all that annoying stuff. So that might be when I have the shelving space. Because, I mean, if I buy a shelf, I could just put stuff. With how busy you keep yourself, it's no wonder you don't have time for it. Yeah, I know. Yeah, sometimes I just sit there and I do nothing, and then I'm just like, maybe I should have done that yesterday. And then I just kind of shrug at myself, go, oh well. I always think things are going to take faster than they do, which is my other problem. Because then, like, I'm like, oh, I'll do these 2 things today. But then, like, the first thing takes, like, 3 hours, and I'm, like, pooped by the end of it. And I'm like, alright, I'm done. What's going on there? No. I think that's just going to be a bunch more cloth, so we'll just paint it cloth color, I suppose. Maybe we'll paint that. We'll keep it silver. I don't even know what those lines are for. I try to highball how long things will take me, but it's hard. Yeah, it is. I'm very bad at guesstimating. Whenever someone's like, oh, how long do you think that'll take you? I'm just sit there like, I don't know, man. I hope not too long, but... Because, like, I always run into problems. I've never had anything just go perfect, you know? The Solasta streams are a very good example of that. Something always goes wrong. So it's just like, I don't know, like, it'll take me this long to, in theory, be able to do this thing. However, it'll probably take me much longer, just because I'm going to run into 7 different issues that I don't know how to fix. Chick just asks me all the time at work to ask me how long I think it's going to take, and I always just distractedly off wrong, right? I'm super good at estimating my runs, though. I mean, you've done those for, like, what, 5 years now? So I would hope you have a good estimate of how long a run will take you. You weirdo liking running. I wish I could like running. I really do. I hate it with a passion. So, like, why subject myself to something I absolutely loathe, you know? Okay, that'll be brown. We'll come back for the buckles. Don't know what that is. Is that supposed to be a knife? I don't know. We'll paint it brown. Okay, silver, silver. Come back for the shield. Alright. I'm outside right now, as a matter of fact. I really like it, but the only time I really have to do it is in the morning, and that involves getting up early. Yeah. Really hated running at first, too. Well, like, I've tried running for at least, like, a week plus. Like, I've tried it, and I just hate it so much. I like walking way better. Walking's not as hard. And I don't, you know, absolutely hate my entire existence while I'm doing it. Alright, let's do some white. Well... let's do the base first. So it's like this white, blue color. So let's get... so I had lighter blue in here. Let's get this and put some white in it. Okay, let's shake it first. If you ever wanted to try it again, I got you, buddy. You're too good at running. It's, like, I appreciate it, but I just... it's really hard to, it's really hard to do exercises with people who know what they're doing, or like what they're doing, when you absolutely hate it. Because you feel bad. You're just like, it's not you, it's me. It's me that's absolutely loathing this exercise. And I just feel so discouraged, because you're so good at it. Let's just do a little white. Okay, that might be more than a little, but we'll go with it. Running's not my thing either. I'll go on walks though, right? Walks are great. I could link it to Echo Stories? No, don't make me do it. For D&D. Okay, I think I need more white. Maybe I should have gone with a darker blue, actually. Let's put in a little bit more blue. You could just do D&D while running? No. I don't like mixing my hobbies that much. Okay, yeah, Yeah, I like that more, but still a bit more white. This is a part where you have to hope you have enough paint for what you need, because you're just kind of mixing things like this, like, yeah, I think that's the right shade. I would never make you, I promise. Thank you. Okay, let's just do a bunch of white and then go from there. So, I mean, if you go too much white, it's fine, right? Oh, goodness, we're good. Yeah, I kind of like this shade. Just make sure it's all mixed in properly. It's not as white as what a glacier would look like, but I think that's good. I'm also tired of mixing. I'm not a colorist. Like, if you ask me how to make a color, I'll just look at you and I'll be like, I don't know. Or I'll be like, isn't this color a color you can make? And then JT's like, no, that's one of the primary colors. No color can make that. Then I just sit there like, oh, I see. I'm not also very good at matching. Oops, I painted the feet. Well, we'll fix that, I guess. I used to wear, or attempt. I used to attempt to match brown and black, but like the kind of brown that's like too dark to match with black. And it was just a constant like, no, you can't wear that. It's like, that's just not how color works. And I just sit there, I'm like, but they match, right? And they're like, no, no, they don't. I like this blue. This is good blue. Could be a little messier back here. Not near the butt, though. We gotta be careful around the butt. I hate matching colors. Pretty soon we'll need an artist rendition of what glaciers would look like. Oh. I mean, we do have photos, so... Yeah, I leave color matching to the people who know what they're talking about. AKA everyone but me. I would like to say all my sisters are better at matching colors than I am. If I put effort into it, I feel like I could probably learn. I don't want to. If I just know the basics of matching, you know, it'll be fine. Can make a little glacier terrarium to put it in. Oh, there's some feet there. We'll have to paint that in a tick. Okay, let's pop them out to get the sides here. The bottom. Not that I really need to paint the bottom, but I wanna. Don't know, actually I'll have enough paint to paint the bottom. No, I'm good, I'm good. Just being dramatic, I guess. I'm also bad at guesstimating. I'm a horrible, like, I don't have spatial awareness. I mean, like, yeah, I understand that this is here and that's there, but like, if I see a room and then you take me out of it and then you're like, all right, do you think this could fit in that space? I'll just sit there and go, maybe. Probably. Because there's just been countless times where I'm like, yeah, okay, if I move my bed there, then I can just have this here. And it's just like, wow, my bed is longer than I thought. Well. Like, I can't, like... I can't visualize what an inch looks like. I can't... Like, I don't understand the concept of how far a mile is. It's just like, yeah, it's 2,000... It's 5 tomatoes. 5,280 feet. But what does that mean? Nothing to me. Okay, well, I think that's good. Alright, I think I need to have more poor posture. Do want to put like a dusting of white on it. Just like a dusting. Kind of make it look more like there's snow here. Instead of just sitting on blue water. Yeah, it looks more like an ice cap, you know? There. To keep up with Sunday's theme of bedding, do you want to guess how long it'll take me to run home from the bank? I have that same problem with visualizing distance, which is 80% of my job. Oof. I don't know where the bank is, so I'm going to say 30 minutes. Well, to give you context, there is a bank, and then after that there is a church, and then a fireplace after that. And on a walk, which takes us an hour, about 15 minutes in, I think we hit the church. Yes, it's not going to be 30. Let's see, I would say it's probably going to take you 5 minutes at max, because it's really not that far, and you don't like book it. No context, only bet. I cannot give you in miles how far away the bank is, I'm sorry. I have context, so I'm gonna say 5. But it's probably gonna be less than that if she books it. 6 minutes? Oh, we're playing Price is Right, huh? Alright, let's go clean this off. We need a counter for mini painting? You want a timer? Or just how many minis are painted? I'm just betting on the odd chance it's longer than you're thinking. Alright, Chai tea, now you gotta book it. Could do a color for how many different colors you use? Oh, how many times you drop the mini? I mean, so far it's been, how many times have I dropped the mini? Like 3? Where is all this fuzz coming from? It's kind of annoying. I have a cloth. What am I doing? I have a thing. I don't need to paint on my hand. Oh, I did anyways again. Here we go. I'm just trying to feel that it's dry, I suppose. That's my excuse. Alright, move away the palette. Like the counter drop idea? Alright, I'll make that quick. It's not that hard. Did you want it in a chat command, or did you want it on the screen? Guess which are easier on the screen, like the crits. All right, see if my mouse can. All right, let's make a dropped mini. Hold on, I'll fix this in a second. How many times? I think it's been 3 times so far. Hi, Brookies! Doing more of a chill stream today. Oh, golly, come back. That's kind of hard to read. Let me see if I can fix that. Does it count when you bloop it out of the holder? Yeah, because I could be more gentle. That is my fault. Gradient. Ooh, that's hard to read. No, let's not do gradient. Let's just make the text black. So if it touches the desk when you're not touching it, if I haven't, like, you know, gently placed it. Wait, it's not Brookies, it's Bookies. I'm so sorry, I keep adding an R to your name. I want an outline. Oh god, that's horrible looking. What if I flip it? Oh, that was a gradient. Yeah, white with black outline. There we go. It's a little easier to read. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, this mouse, I tell ya. Flip it back. Oh, what have I done? There we go. I don't understand what's wrong with this mouse. It's so sensitive. Is that easy enough to read? He made mango juice, like from an actual mango? That's sick. I'm so jealous. I want mango juice. Put it below the pole. You can put it at the top of the screen. Oh, okay, okay. Like bigger up here. I think I can change the thickness of the outline. That's so cool. I want mango juice. All I got is tea that I've forgotten about. Outline size. Oh, 11's way better. Yeah. Okay, too much, too much. There we go. Right, yeah. Alright. Okay, I think actually I might have dropped the mini about 5 times now, if we're talking about popping out. Yeah. Alright, what was I looking for? I think I'm going for white next. Am I gonna fix the black foot? I'm gonna go for white next, I think. Did you add anything to the juice, or is it just plain mango? Like no sugar and stuff? Oh, that wouldn't help. I was like, where's the brush? It's on this side. Just mangoes? Do you have like a a juicer machine, or did you just blend it? In the blender? Ooh, I have a blender. But I don't have mangoes. There are many steps to this process in which I cannot participate. I feel like mangoes in my area would also just be hard to find some good ones. So I don't know if anyone up here grows mangoes. Though I've never been to the farmer's market, so I guess I could check there. I just don't want to go. Those are always so packed. I just don't like people. I don't like big crowds. I like people. That I know, but... We'll just park at Malimbar's house and then just walk to the farmer's market. I mean, if y'all want to go sometime, be down. Same, I like to be in my own bubble, right? It's so nice being in your own bubble. Like, I think I easily get overwhelmed in crowds. And, like, clearly there's not been an incident because I'm too shy to actually do something. But I start threatening death. So, just like, I'm gonna kill the person in front of us if they don't move now. There's too many societal rules for me to actually follow through on that. He's got some fluff under his cape here. There we go. About 425. Ooh, nailed it. I mean, if Big Amish had participated, maybe he would have won with a 4-minute. You were close. Oh, did you say 4 minutes? Might have missed it. Oh, he guessed 30. You were so close. Like, I wish I could like crowds, because then I'd want to go to places like amusement parks and concerts, but I just don't. Like, I would love to go to Six Flags, but there's so many people. I'm also terrified of heights and roller coasters. But I've been there before for like a senior class trip. And I went on the things. We should go to Six Flags. Yeah, I know. It's just, it's so far away, and then there's people, and then we gotta wait in line. But yeah, we should go sometime. And not tell your family so they don't invite themselves. I went to Six Flags once. We drove down. It was pretty fun. It is a fun place. I'm horrified of heights. They scare the ever-living daylights out of me, just like spiders and many other things. Because I went for a senior trip, and I went on all the roller coasters, and yeah, that scared me, but it wasn't too bad. But I feel like my trauma from it comes from when I was younger. I went with my cousins, and I somehow got tricked onto going onto the big drop. I don't know if that's still a thing there, And that just terrified me. Because it was just like, I was like strapped in and all that fun stuff. And I closed my eyes the whole way because I'm like, I was only on there to appease the cousins because they're like, we want to go on this thing. And I'm like, okay, I guess we'll go. And then, like, we were at the top and just nothing was happening. So I opened my eyes to be like, okay, where are we? Are we at the top yet? And that's when the thing decides to drop. So I had my eyes open for it. And then I couldn't get out of the seat, and I just panicked. So then I was only on the teacup rides for the rest of the day. There are lower rides in a water park. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of water parks. I like water. I love water. I love pools. But I always get an injury when I go to water parks. Like a scraped knee, a hurt hand. I just don't know what it is. They're just so, like, easily getting hurt. Big Drop's absolute worst. Yeah, and I think I was like, I might have been in middle school. No, it would have been younger. I think I was an elementary school kid. Like, I already didn't like heights at that point, so I don't know how I was convinced to get on the Big Drop. The attendant was probably just like rolling their eyes as I was like panicking, trying to get out of my seat. I don't like water parks either, but it exists. Gotcha. I feel like with most things, I'd like a water park more if it was just me and people I know. Cause like, no offense to children, but it can be a little annoying. That and their parents protecting their children, which I'm glad you're protecting your child, but like, could you not do it in my presence? Or when they're disciplining their child in front of you, it's like, ooh. And I get it, they need to be disciplined, otherwise they're not going to learn stuff, but it's really just like awkward tacos. I'm unsure how I feel about roller coasters. The only times I've really been on them, I've been sick earlier in the day, so they made me feel worse. Oh, yeah, that's not really a good, not a good indicator of how you would like or not like roller coasters. Visiting my sister and niece this weekend really reminded me I really don't want a kid. I can get that. I got to witness my nephew pulling my niece's hair, like in such a manner that the father had to step in to help get the child's grip off the hair, and it's just like, I don't understand why they think that's funny. Because, like, we're a family of mostly girls. So the only boys we have, it's like 6 girls. Is that right? No, 7 girls. I'm included. 7 girls and 3 boys. And the 2 older boys were never really, like... Well, they were older when I was born, clearly. But towards us, at least. I can't speak for the older ones. They were never really, like, pull your hair, throw stuff at you. Doyig, thank you for following. I really appreciate it. Ooh, maybe we'll hit affiliate now. The follower goal was reached, so hey. Thank you so much. What was I saying? Oh, yes. Older brothers. They were never really pull the hair type, because they're kind of like, not recluses, but one of them was too old to like play with us. Well, I mean, he wasn't, but, you know, teenagers. And the other one was autistic, so he was just kind of like in his own world and played with us because we're a bunch of girls. And then the other one is the youngest, and so like we were all too old to let our hair be pulled. But yay, follow a girl. So it's just like, I'm like, aren't boys normally like this? Do they normally just pull hair like that? I mean, that doesn't have to be specific to boys. I'm not saying I've never grabbed my sister's hairs. I'm sure I have. I can't recall a time, but I don't doubt that. I have bad memory. Screw having kids. It all comes to how they're raised, I imagine. Yeah, I don't believe it was very well tolerated in my household if we hurt each other. Put it back on the thingy. Eh, whatever. I put down this paper for a reason. Sophia threw a salt shaker at her mama this weekend. That's the other thing. Kids just love throwing stuff. And it's always the hard stuff, too. Like, can't you just throw, like, plushies at me, please? Well, I'm glad your car's locked out there. Your car is locked, I promise. But maybe I should go check, just in case, you know? I also never got physical with any of my siblings. Amish and I only ever bickered and argued. We barely interacted with our sisters. Yeah, there's a lot of arguing. There's no doubt about that. Because, you know, children be children. Your car is locked. Unless they're constantly unlocking it and opening it and then going, oh wait, I forgot something, then opening it again. Okay. I think we're good on white. So we'll go back to black quick. Well, no, we'll go brown and silver, because I think I'm going to accidentally paint over this foot again. Alright, let's do brown. What color do we want these, There's like little cloth bits on it. Do we want brown? Well, because the shaft will be brown. Because we can make the cloth bits blue, but if we just want to keep this the way it is, I think I have like a... flesh tone color we could probably do. It's looking good so far, right? I love painting minis. And I really should just do it more often, but it's like such a sit down, as you can clearly see. It's 7:48 and we're not done with this mini. Sit down in time to do it, and it's just like, I don't know. Maybe like a purplish. Ooh, do we want two purples? I have like a dark purple. I can't pronounce it. And a lighter purple. It's like Xereus. Xerxes? Maybe the dark purple, because then it's kind of matching the dark tones of this cape. We'll do that last, though. Let's get the brown. Whichever is bluer, warm purple might look off. Yeah, we'll do the darker purple. That would be almost like highlighting the weapon. Which, like, nothing wrong with that. Brown. I like shaking them. It's fun. I want the darker brown. Could always go red. I do have a red, I think. It is this kind of like darker red. Oops. I think that's the only red I have. I have a lot of blues. I mean, two of them would say blue, but... I know I made that white, but I think I'm going to change that to brown, because it's kind of blending in with his pants. Or not his pants, his legs. Yeah, those were supposed to be white. I'm like, wait, were his legs supposed to be white? I think it with a little pop color might look good. Alright, we'll do the red then. Well, man, if this is taking me this long, I wonder how long the angel's gonna take me. I mean, I've been meaning to paint the angel, I just have not gotten around to it. Mostly because I'm doing everything else under the sun at the same time. Just start with the angel next week. Yeah, we're probably doing this most Sundays until I'm done with minis, and then from there I'll decide what we'll do, which, like, we have a lot of minis. Like, this is 9 minis right here, and there's more in the boxes. I don't know how many more I need to count, but there are more. Oh, I forgot about the buckle. And we'll get that in a tick. I would put more detail into what's on the side here. I just can't interpret what it is. I feel like it's supposed to be like a knife sheath or something. Oh, this is the weird song. Bass Mutant. It's got like a airplane thing going on in it. Like, it's a good song, it's just like, what is happening? And the shield. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You were also putzing with the stream for a bit. That takes up time. True. That is very true. We did take time to decide which one we were. But I mean, I've also painted all my... I got Vox Machina figurines. I think that took me quite a few sit-down sessions to do. I guess it also depends on how much detail... Well, I didn't mean to do that. How much effort and detail I'm gonna go into, you know? Okay, then the stick. Ugh, I was gonna say, should I try to paint the back of the shield? Nah. I don't have a steady enough hand for that. I was gonna shave my legs, but I can't find my razor. First world problems, aw. Can't see some of this stuff. Oh, I love round objects so much on minis. There's so many angles to miss. But I mean, I guess on the round parts, you don't always have to get every angle, because some of it's you're just not going to see unless you're looking at it very closely. I don't think I've ever shaven my legs. I like shaved leg feel. That's just my personal preference, though. I get kind of cranky if there's too much hair feeling. TMI, I suppose. Dun, 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 dun. I do it if the move strikes me. Alright, I think that's all the brown. Yeah. So let's do the rest of the silver. And I think it's just his head there. Yeah. And we'll be done. Oh, well, the red on the thing, but we'll do that. Do that right now. Red, right here. Can't say about either, but face though gets trimmed every so often. I think I look goofy smooth face. Yeah, I shave my face every so often too. It's all the stupid little hairs. Time for red. It's soaked in the blood of his enemies, the killer whales. Every couple of years, I think, maybe I'll look good clean shaven and instantly regret it. I feel like as soon as someone grows a beard and then they go back, they just seem so baby-faced. So it's like, if you ever want to be clean shaven, you gotta keep it forever. This one's called Shake. Oops, I think I got some red of the brown. And it's fine, it's just dripping with blood. It's okay, every mistake has a story you can make up. Like, I was in an art class in college because I needed one more credit. I think it was 2, but I needed at least 1. And it was my last semester, so it was a foo-foo thing. And we did some crocheting, and I had the dumb idea to make an octopus. Octopuses have 8 legs. My least favorite shape when I do crocheting is tubes, because they're so small. But generally, if you need a tube when you're crocheting, it's a long tube. So it took me too long to make the body of the octopus, and then I made 2 legs, and I was just like, I just can't make 6 other legs. I'm so bored. And so I made up a story that he lost his other 6 legs in the Great Cephalopod War. But he's handy capable because he still has his 2 main ones. And she did not appreciate it. She's just like, uh-huh. And I'm like, yeah, what do you want from me? I'm not an art major. Okay. Silver, yellow, black. Made a Dallas that was super cute with round limbs. Yeah, but he only had like, what was it? He had 6 legs, didn't he? Did I crochet his legs? And 2 arms. Man, his legs and his arms are such a fever dream to me then. Because I do not remember doing that. I remember doing the body part. looking for silver. Oh, Jesus. Aha, I didn't drop it. It's silver time. Time to paint some accents silver like this buckle. Dab it really gentle. Wow, wow. Dun, dun, dun. One more. Aim. My aim was a little off. Oh well. This is the part of the project where I just go, oh well. There's always that point in the project where you start getting like I'm not bored, but I'm like mentally tired with this mini, you know? And you just start going like, ooh, I'm almost done. If I go faster, I'll be done faster. And then you just start making a whole bunch of mistakes. It looks good enough. Yeah. You start having less standards, I suppose, is what it is. I gotta concentrate on this tiny detail. This is the part where I accidentally start sticking my tongue out. I just realized I was doing that. Whoop. I don't know what it is, but like, it helps you concentrate, you know? Got it. Okay. Alright, is that it on the silver? Yes, alright. Now let's do yellow. Yellow. Oh, I'm sorry. This is Flash gets yellow. Thing I do when I'm super focused is I subconsciously hold my breath. I've had that too. I think most of the time when I'm thinking, either my tongue is out. Oh, son of a. I'm clenching my teeth, or I just have this look of just absolute confusion on my face, and I squint when I read. I'm like, why am I squinting? That's not gonna help me read better. I have glasses for that. Thinking to myself if I had a skinnier brush, but I think this is my skinniest brush. Alright. I've seen the Quinty confusion at work before. Yeah. I don't know what it is whenever I'm reading, but I just seem like confused or just angry. Because I'll squint for no particular reason. It's gonna be annoying to try to get without getting paint everywhere else. Probably help if I put more paint on. Just don't want too much paint, but I don't want too little paint, because then it doesn't catch if on a light touch. I mean, if there's some black in there, it looks cool, so... Meh. I don't want to try too hard, so I'm just gonna get yellow everywhere. Yellow is very noticeable. Oh, we'll have to bring that back out the white for its face. Yeah, this is the part of the mini where things kind of start... not like hitting the fan, but it starts getting difficult, all the little details, and then I'll accidentally start painting over previous lines, like right there, but I'm not gonna fix that. Well, I mean, I'll bring the black out, so maybe I'll try to fix it. I think they make like actual brushes for this, but they're really expensive. And I'm just like, I'll just go buy some brushes at Hobby Lobby for like 1/4 of the cost, thanks. Right, they should use yellow for like a type of sign to get people's attention. Alright, we'll try. Hopefully work out. Yeah, okay. Alright. White, and then black to fix the feet, and try to give him eyes, I suppose? Wait, no, I still need yellow. I didn't do the nose all the way. Wait. Are their noses black? I think their noses are black. No, that one's yellow. We'll go with that one. I already painted it yellow. I don't want to fix it. Emperor penguins are black, at least. Orange? Yeah, they might be more orangey than yellow. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? Grabbing another color. Because, like, I have an orange, but, like, is that too orange? We'll go with orange. We'll just put orange on top of yellow. I'm sure that won't be weird. Emperor penguins are black with orange lips, but the picture doesn't have a yellow one, right? We'll just ignore everything and go with orange. This is our mini after all. It's our penguin. We can make him whatever color we want. Dealer's choice. Okay. Now back to black. No, white. I said white. Do white, and then we do black, and then he's all done. I think there must be dust in my water pot, which would make sense. I haven't painted in a while. I can't remember the last time I painted. Just learned about the color Go Away Green they use at Disneyland, that they paint light poles or other structures they want the guests to not see. The color tricks the mind in thinking that it's in the background. Oh, that's so weird. Leaving it to Disney to find ways to brainwash people. Use the tricks of the mind. Come on. There we go. Sometimes it doesn't latch, because like on every paint pot, there's like this little, it's kind of hard to see. There's this little tab here, where if you pull it back right, it'll catch, so then it stays open like this. But sometimes it just doesn't want to. Don't think I'm gonna try to paint the eyes, because that never goes well. It's good enough for me. Okay, and then black feet. Fixin'. I'm trying to decide if I want to keep... Maybe if I'm just very light with it. Black. This is black, yeah. I'm not colorblind, but sometimes I just have a hard time identifying differences between colors, you know? Because I thought I grabbed the brown. Because they're both dark colors, you know? I'm trying to think of the last mini I painted. I don't know. Might have been one of the ones my Lembar printed. Yeah, I think it was like a game person's character. What about something I printed? I was trying to think of the last mini besides this one I painted. It might have been one of the game characters for our Thursday D&D. Oh gosh, now I got black all over that. I'll fix it with some white. I knew this was going to be an issue. Alright, white, and don't screw up on the feet, and then we'll be done. Was it the Explorer? You took a few that Jake painted early on. Are you sure it wasn't the Sierra Lady or Caduceus? Oh, it might have been Caduceus, actually. No, it was one of, Nova? Nola? It was a ranger that I was thinking of, but I think it was Caduceus, actually. Because for a bit, I couldn't paint him because I didn't have all the parts for him. I lost his foot somewhere, it never came. So then I went on eBay and I got a different Caduceus, because the, people who made it, I talked to them too late and they couldn't send me a replacement part or something. Which was a little annoying, but hey. Let's have Caduceus now. Alright. There we go. I love when they stick. There he is, in all his glory. Let's see if maybe if I turn the light off you can see the colors better. Yeah. On brand for Caduceus to be terribly injured though, you're right. Alright, so the thing I'm trying to decide is if that's good enough, or if I put on some liquid talent, is what people have called it. Because it'll give it more of a dark shade, but I kind of like him in this brighter light. So I don't think I'm going to put the oil on. Because if I put the oil on, it just puts like shadows on it. I don't know if I want shadows on this. Because I think he looks pretty good without them. Yeah, I think I'll skip the oil. Because I don't think making this one darker would really lend to the vibe it gives, you know? The CR3 vibe. So yay, he's all done. We'll just put him there. So either we do the angel next, or I just do the purple worm. Because I really don't think the purple worm's gonna take me that long. So let me look up a picture of a purple worm. What a distinguished gentleman. Purple worm 5e. T did vote for angel. She did. It's just, it's gonna take me longer to do an angel. So, like, we would start the angel next time. Because, like, there's nothing wrong with doing... beginning a mini and then pausing. But... worm. Alright, worm time. So I think, from what I'm seeing, for the worm, we really only need purple... do this color. Let me shake this up. Trying to decide for the spikes. Well, the spikes are more of a... oh. I don't think I can use that. So never mind, that is not an option. Well, I do have a bone white, I think. Yeah, we'll do the wraith bone one if it's working. Ew, yeah, some of these paints are rather old. Yeah. Oh, I remember this white. I've always had issues with this one. And then just red for a tongue. That's what I'm seeing. All right. Come here, you. He's so big. Right, you can stay up here. There's really nowhere for him to just sit for display. So you go there. And then you need to move. And the rest of the colors need to move too. Out of the way, all other colors. We'll probably put no oil on... wait, I need red. The purple worm. If you had to give one of your D&D characters a Twitch name, what do you think it would be? Will it sit in your mini holding stand? I don't think it will. The primer filled in the layer line so good, at least when it comes to a camera. Yeah, they did really well. I really kind of like went in there with it. I even like, well, this is where I started priming and I realized my other primer wasn't working. So it was kind of like spittling primer on it. You can see like all the dust on it. Ugh. So I had gloves on and I was like, I was massaging the primer into all the crevasses. I missed a little bit, but... oh, what color do we want this? It's like stone. I mean... I feel like for Arcadius Forced, his would just be like Farm Boy Adventure or something. Like a dark gray and or a brown. I have a dark brown. So we could probably do a dark brown. Yeah, we'll do the brown. Alright. So, the main color of this one is purple. Chadley 2 to max. Oh my god, I love it. Yes. I mean, for... Oh no, what's his name? Honestly, for Albino, he'd probably just be dumb and use his name. Just Albino Primo Aliberti. Either that or just Primo Aliberti. Erfnin. Here we go. Yeah. Yeah, the purple worm's gonna be so much easier. It's literally 3 colors. You know your pockets? Oh my god. We all know Kosuke's is just Shrine Boys. We have a campaign where they're from the future, and 2 of the characters have a Twitch stream in the future. And they play horror games that are Japanese related, and they're like shrine people. I don't know what you call that. Shrine keepers? Just dunk it in purple paint bucket? Yeah, that'd probably work too. But yeah, they just play a bunch of horror games. Which, in October, I would like to try to do a spooky season. Just to get in the feel of things, you know? So if you have any, like, recommendations for any, like, horror games that are kind of short, because I don't want, like, to stream, like, a 36-hour game. So I want to contain it to October, unless it's super fun. So if you have any short horror experiences that hopefully won't... Well, I mean, you could try to find ones. Okay, what am I saying try? You can find ones that can scare the ever-living daylights out of me, because I am easily scared. I've never watched Jaws because I'm terrified of the ocean, so I guess if that's any indicator. Wait, is it strictly horror games they stream? That is true. I don't know if Shrine Boards only do horror games. Some of the black peeking through underneath looks neat. Well, I mean, we might cover that up with purple, but... Because we'll put black on top. It does look like a baller snake, though. Snake. Worm. We'll probably just skip airbrushing the spikers. Except I'm hitting a few of them, but that's fine. Big snack. By and large, yeah, they play a bunch of Japanese-based games. They would play games like Okami, for example. Ah, gotcha. Which a lot of Japanese-based games are horror. I mean, there's also like samurai ones. There's so many teeth. Honestly, we'll probably mostly keep this mouth black, because I don't know how hard I want to try to get in here. Paint a little bit purple. It's just a dark cavern in there. Alright, let's get to purpling. Just keep using this brush. I mean, some of the black is just going to peek through anyways. That's just the nature of this paint. Would you say a cavernous maw? Mm-hmm. Have you heard of Quan? It's not really horror, but it's really dark. I don't know if I feel like I've heard the name. So I guess it depends on if Mark, Jacksepticeye, Gab Smolders, or John Wolfe has played it, then maybe I've seen it? I don't know if I've ever painted a mini this big before. I think the biggest mini I've painted has been a bear. Those are not that big. I actually never knew Gab played it, but yeah, she did. I'll have to watch hers. I don't know if I've seen it, though. It's also possible I have seen it, I just don't remember. Man, this is gonna eat through my purple. Which is fine, I'll just get more purple if I have to. Don't know what I'll need more purple for, but you never know. Maybe I'll paint another purple worm. Yeah, so since there's black underneath this, it's going to be more of a darker purple that comes through because there's black underneath. So like if I had painted this white, it'd be more poppy purple. But I like my minis black. Another purple word, let's not get too crazy now. Black underneath looks good. It does. I feel like it also helps, like, make the creature seem more scary. Those purple worms are scary. I hate when the hairs fall out. Just remember that thing being uncomfortable to hold. It's so spiky. Yeah, it's still that way. Don't you worry. It's not very pleasant to hold by the spikes. I mean, if you're just holding one spike, it's fine. But it's like when you just full-on hand grip it, just like, yeah, no, that's not comfortable. It's a really good mini, though. I like it. You guys never got to fight it, though, because you tamed it instead. Just adds to the aesthetic. What was the Inky game Jack voiced his part in? Do you mean Poppy Playtime? Or do you mean Bendy and the Ink Machine? Because he's done both. Bendy. Could play some Bendy. I've never played it before. I've seen it, though. Like, I guess it not that I couldn't play things I've seen before. It's also not that scary. It also isn't it really buggy? Poppy was less inky, wasn't it? Just Spoopy-ish? Yeah, it's just more of like grabbing your fears of childhood toys, of something really cute being scary. The one horror Yu-Gi-Oh game? There's a horror Yu-Gi-Oh game? You can always fight a purple worm on the new island. That's true, but you'd have to fight multiple purple worms. You guys are kind of too high level, and you do a lot of fucking damage if you haven't noticed. The Flying Uyarui! Oh yeah, Inscription. Yeah, I think I was thinking to play that one. Always play Amnesia. I've never tried Amnesia. I've only ever watched it, so that might be a good one to play. I don't know if we'd get through the whole story, because I probably wouldn't want to do more than 1 or 2 sessions of it. Flying purple worms. The Flying Uriaruli. Aw, I love Mark. He's so funny. Oh, flying purple worm would be nuts. Oh, it'd be like those stupid dragon things from Solasta. It'd be the worst. You could play a normal game, but I hide and come scare you at some random point. I mean, that would definitely get me, but Alright, focus on one side. I keep getting distracted. I'm gonna keep losing track of where I've already painted. I mean, it's a little obvious, but... I don't know if I would, I know I would set it up, but I don't know if I'd appreciate you doing that, you know? It'd be hilarious after the moment, but in the moment, might be a little grouchy. I would help scare. You just come to my house, throw something through my window. Don't do that. I just make sure I have a pillow shield. And I'll sit on Twitch to make sure to clip it. There we go. We've got the dream team. I'm sitting here staring at my tea, and I wonder why I even made it. I mean, I'm gonna drink it afterwards, but like, it's cold, which is fine. Then I can guzzle it. Just throw some pebbles at the window for little tappy noises. That would definitely scare me. Alright, I think we can go to the underside soon. Let's finish getting this. Oh, I've missed a whole layer down there. Little tippy tappy distracts you and I come in with something to brush against your leg. Oh my god. You know, I might have a heart attack. I just might straight up just die. As long as you clip it, and my estate can have money from it from going viral, that's fine. My estate. My parents. Probably. Not that I actually have a will or anything, and I really should, because my mom sent me something that I should probably have filled out, But it's one of those things where you're just like, meh, meh. Get a few pipe cleaners and you tie together to make it feel like a chainsaw. Yeah. Then you'd have to put it on some PVC pipe so then you could do it from far away, because otherwise I might accidentally kick you. Adult responsibility? Yeah. I don't like it. No one ever tells you being an adult sucks. Well, they do, but you don't listen because you're a kid and you know way better than everyone else. Duh. You're wise beyond your years. My mom has tried getting us to get a will, but like, what do I even have to leave to anyone that I could care about? Yeah, it's probably more things like your car. Stuff like that, because I think if you don't specify where that goes, the government just gets it. I mean, you have a house, so it would also be that. At least that's all I know about. I didn't read too much into it because I'm not a responsible person. I don't like doing anything that's related to adults. I don't have a primary care doctor because I just don't want to make an appointment and go talk to someone. I really should, but I just don't want to. Just don't want to. Oh, there goes Matcha on her wheel. Fair. I should check my house insurance to see what names are on it. That could be bad. Yeah. Don't want to get it to someone who doesn't actually live there or something, or that you don't want to have it. This is a nice shade of purple. I like this purple. What's coming for ya? Right here. Am I tired? A little bit. Alright. To the underside. Most I would do is will my computer to my godchild so you can start making YouTube videos. Hell yeah. Just realized I had Awakening on in the background because I forgot to close it, and it's just vibing in the overworld music. I mean, that's some good music. Awakening's a good game. I love that game. I haven't played it in forever, and I probably won't play it anytime soon. I've already completed it, you know? I really liked how the character customization was, and like, the characters were amazing. Matthew Mercer's in it. And like, I don't know, after Awakening, they just like, with the main character, they just kind of like regressed on how customizable it could be. Like, yeah, the class part of it, like choosing whatever class you want, that doesn't change, but like, just how it looked. Because I think there was a lot of customization you could do in Awakening for it. Fire Emblem Awakening had great music. Have you met the best character? I'm building a computer with our nephew so he can make Minecraft YouTube videos. Nice. Yeah, have you bet the boy? He has white hair. He likes crows. He looks like Osiris. Because that's who Osiris is. Def's not then? Alright. You need to hurry up so you can meet him. Alright, Shadows, you are unhelpful. Spoilers. I didn't say his name. He just looks like Osiris. So I don't think I said his name. I was stuck for a while trying to win an unbeatable optional battle that I knew I couldn't beat going into it. Ah, I see. Yeah. Awakening is ruthless if you're not prepared. Like, not to say that 3 houses is easy if you're not prepared either, but like, I feel like I could make more mistakes in 3 houses without an issue, because just the main character was super OP. I think there's those like optional maps you can do on the side. I can't remember though, it's been so long. Is that high school? Or is that college? I think it was high school. I didn't play a lot of DS games in college. But they were only 4 to 5 levels higher than my highest level. It's one of the random map encounters that pop up. Ah, gotcha. What about Emblem 3 Horizons? I don't know, I've never played it. I remember shooting myself in the foot by not trading Ike and Mist in Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. It's so weird that you just like decided, nah, I don't want to train these guys. Especially Ike. I can see Mist, but okay, I think that's all the purple. Little bits here and there. There was something in the shop they were on that I needed, so I was trying to clear them off. And it was a rough time. Oh, I see, I see. You like Soren too much? I can get that. I think at one point Ike levels with cap by plot, and Yunti's thought was, oh, that's all for Ike then. Oh, I see. Yeah, Ike Emblem is weird. I mean, granted, it's the older game, so like, it can't be that weird. I'm sure the rest of them were similar. But I started an Awakening, and so like I was kind of used to like just kind of being able to choose who you want on the battlefield, and then people coming in at level or lower level depending on how much I grinded. But like you just got like powerful people like right out the gate, and they stayed is the weird thing. And not to say that Ike Emblem's simple, but like the plot is so much more linear, like there's no like offshoot paths. The little thoo-doo-doo-doo the brush makes when you go down the back. The okay, I think we're good with purple. I was about to be stupid and just run my finger along the spikes. Like, why? Why would I want to do that to myself? Yeah, it's sort of on rails and Path of Radiance. Is it really like Awakening where things just kind of started doing the more optional side stuff, a lot more like freedom in your choice? Yeah, this bone white's kind of chunky, but let's hope that it's okay enough to use. I think I've had such problems with it. I don't know why. Sir, in Sacred Stones, you could revisit some maps. I gotcha. I came to Awakening from 3 houses, and it's quite different. It's much harder, but it's also more fun. There's actually things you can do in the combat besides whack. Yeah, I don't know what it was with 3 houses. Like, I love 3 houses, don't get me wrong. But I love the characters of 3 houses. The combat's kind of, it's fine. But yeah, I feel like I liked the combat of the older games more. And being able to, like, I know in 3 houses you can talk to people on the battlefield, but it's like only certain plot people you can talk to. It's more appropriate to do Fire Emblem 3 Houses on hard. Yeah, I did it on normal, and that was just so easy. Would I do it on hard, though? No, because I'd probably fuck up and die. Because I saw myself play on easy. I fucked up and died a lot. I'm not a good strategist. Like, I'm like a... I don't read percentages, even though I should, or I read them wrong. Then I'll go do something, and then Chai T will be like, and I'll be like, yeah? He'll be like, you know that swords are weak to lance or whatever, and I'm like, I'm sure it'll be fine. Lo and behold, it is not fine. So... Narrow's eyes at Fire Emblem Conquest. Oh, I always do my first playthrough on normal. Playing both of them on normal, I've never felt like I was in danger in 3 houses, but Awakening rather often makes me question my life choices. Yeah. Ugh, Conquest. Which was the one I had? I didn't have Conquest, I had the other one. Man, that game, just the choices made for that were so weird. Like, the fact that, and I'm glad they didn't do it for 3 houses, but yeah, Conquest and Birthright were 2 separate games. Like, if you wanted to play both paths of that game series, you had to pay $60 each. Maybe it was like 50 at the time, but I think it was 60. You've never played any of them? They're fun. I mean, you don't have to. If battle strategy is not your thing, then you wouldn't like it. Oh, and then they released that, like, 3rd path option where you had to buy a whole separate game. And it was like a... Oh, what the heck? It's fine. I just moved back to the first thing. You had to buy a special edition of the game, which then had both games on it, and then you could do the 3rd path, which is like fusion of the both. But I think you had to play both stories, right, for the true end? Yeah, the 3rd game. But like, when it released, you'd get your game, you'd get to a certain point in the story, and then it'd be like, now choose your side. And then it's like, well, you only have this game, so you can only choose this side. Here's your illusion of choice gone. Bye. It's like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, that was a weird choice. There was one after that, wasn't it? I never played it. Because there's one after that. I didn't play it, and then they made 3 houses. Oh my god, the support conversation in this game. Just got ramen throwing figs at long queue. Yeah, I love the support conversations. There's the remake with Alm. Is that what it was? It was the remake? I just remember green-haired people. Like, not 3 houses green-haired. Or was it blue? It was certainly a color hair that's not normal. Oh boy. I hope whatever I'm sick with goes away soon. Because, like, my sister has her wedding this weekend, and I don't want to be sick for that. It's probably just some sort of cold. I mean, it's not the evil virus. I checked. I have a kit, but it's really annoying because it's mostly just in the nose and the throat. That was bad. Whatever. This is not going to be perfect spikes and teeth. Maybe I need to slow down a little. Probably should do like a salt gargle, and I don't want to. I hate that so much, but it helps. That's the worst part, is it helps. But I hate saltwater gargling, because it just tastes so bad. My brain was just like, well, why don't we skip that and just pour hydrogen peroxide in our throat? No, brain. No. Like, what is wrong with you? Man, I really missed some purple right there. Bring back the purple. Just normal mouthwash can help with instead of salt water? Can it, though? I mean, I don't... It's not that I doubt you. Because I've never had it where mouthwash has helped. But maybe I'll try again. Yeah, close to purple. Shakes emergency packets. No, I hate those so much. They make me gag, chai tea. They taste so bad. I know they're good for you, and I know they help. But they're just gross. Holds vitamin C pill? Maybe. I should probably be a good adult and actually take a multivitamin. Like, I keep getting them, and I keep using them for maybe 2 weeks, and then I forget one day, and then I go, meh, and then I stop taking them. Pours a glass of orange juice. I do have orange juice in the fridge. Oh, it's the airplane song again. drink some orange juice after this. Oh, Chai Tea rolled a 5. Oh no. I really should too, since I eat like a child. Yeah. I'll help and give you advantage. You have advantage, Chai Tea. A 16! That's so much better. What were you rolling for? Oh, you rolled to throw the pill at me? Oh no. Roll a d4. Damage. Because it's an improvised weapon. You're not proficient. What's your AC? It's probably 10. Well, maybe 12. I'm not that dexterous. Oh, 3 damage. Jeez, ow. I only have 10 health. I'm a squishy wizard. At level 1, still. Actually, no, I don't have 10 health then. I don't have that good a constitution. I don't have negative constitution, but I think I have maybe 10. Unarmored, max possible is 15 with a 20 dex. Yeah, that is not... not me. I mean, if I was a monk, maybe I could have had a higher AC, but... Nope, I'm not a monk. I'm probably a wizard. Chai Tea's definitely a rogue. Or barbarian, but you get sick a lot, so probably have a low con, so that wouldn't help. Yeah, that's why I think maybe it's probably wizard. I mean, con's good for everyone. I like to think I have good dex. Yeah, I think you do. Con's good for all classes, but I feel like, well, I guess for concentration spells, it might be a detriment to have low con. But I don't really think I fit in any other category very well. These spikes at the bottom. The underside will not be painted because I cannot reach. Alright. That part of the spine done. Next part. There's so many spikes. Let's do the underside of the chin here. Probably go a little later to finish the mini because I don't think it'll take much longer. Artificer. Why, you all had the same suggestion? Artificer might be a good thing. I'd like to think I'm a little bit crafty. I can put things together, take things apart, and then break them. I always forget Artificer's an option. She says while doing crafts. I mean, yeah. I wouldn't say I'm an amazing crafter. I'm not a bad crafter. I'm not saying I'm bad. I'm just not saying I'm anything spectacular, you know? Feel like I would be warlock because I would totally cheat to get some magic, but I'm not too sure on my charisma stat. Maybe you could be an alternate warlock. Where your int or your dex or your strength is your casting modifier. Alternate warlock. I mean, people with high charisma don't have to be charismatic towards people. They could just have a presence, you know? I've tried to think of one for me, but I just draw a blank. Fighter. Like champion fighter. The I mean, I like fighters. Fighters are nice. Be so versatile with your weapon choice. You wouldn't have to commit to anything. Be a bow, you could be a axe. Like, people rag on fighters, but you can have a good fighter. Fighters are fun because you can really do whatever you want, right? Like, they're like, oh, it's such the vanilla thing. It's like, well, yeah, because it's cool. You know what you shouldn't do while painting? Headbang. Does not help your aiming. Oh yes, for those who are afraid of commitment. It is really a well-made character if it relies on the class/race to be special, right? Oh, goodness. I feel like it's also just a nice class to help. Like, people probably call it the vanilla one because it's a nice class to help people get into the game. Because there's not too much you really need to, like, pay attention to at low levels. And they're really easy to build. And then eventually you get, like, 20 million attacks, and then you action surge and have 20 million more. I also think it's just a good, like, complementary class if you're multi-classing with things. Well, not for, like, a wizard. A wizard fighter might be a little weird. Don't know how that would work. Because you wouldn't be able to wear armor. I think. Well, no, you can wear armor if you're proficient in it, right? Like, does that affect spellcasting? So I know there's special armors wizards can wear. It's like Elven Chain or something. I don't get a lot of wizard multi-classers. Generally when someone does a wizard, they kind of just wizard the whole way. And the DM gets really pouty since you attack 9 times in a turn with a plus 15 to hit and plus 11 damage. Yeah, like, look, you're the reason you almost always dies. I'm just gonna put that out there. And also because everybody keeps ditching the healer. You cannot cast while wearing armor that you're not proficient with, so start with fighter and you'll be fine. Okay. I don't know if that would actually be a good class though, you know? Like, I don't know if there's a benefit to multi-classing as a fighter wizard. Unless you're doing Blade Singer. I guess Abjuration Wizard might be nice, because you get that, like, Abjuration shield, right? A wizard wearing full plate? That would definitely be intimidating. Just some guy in full plate steps out on the scene and he takes out a little wand and casts Fireball on you. Then you try to hit him, but you can't because he's too high of AC. Come on, here we go. Eldritch Knight, but 2 levels for action surge means 2 fireballs in 1 turn. Can you use a spell as an action surge? Does it just give you an action, or is it very specific like haste is? I don't know if you'd be allowed to, because you're not technically allowed to cast 2 leveled spells in one turn. And Action Surge is on your turn. That's a lot of attacks. That'd be wild, like rolling 16d4 for a sneak attack. You sure can. It's a full action. But does that negate the you can only cast 1 leveled spell per turn thing? Crawford confirm you can do it? Oh, okay, alright. Well, if Mr. Crawford says so. And the 1 level spell per turn is only if you cast 1 spell as a bonus action. If you never cast a bonus action spell, you can cast as many spells as you have actions. Okay. I see. Alright, Larissa, don't get any ideas now. Too late. I've had them for a while. Oh no. So riddle me this. Can you cast bonus action, action cantrip, and then action surge fireball, or is that just cancel all actions from being able to be leveled spells? Peaks at having just a quicken spell. Oh, did you multi-class sorcerer? No, if you cast bonus action, then it's only action cantrips for anything else. Gotcha. So you do sorcerer, fighter, quicken spell a cantrip, and then cast 2 fireballs. If you cast 2 action spells, you cannot cast a bonus action spell? Oh, it took the meta magic feat. I got you. Okay. Plate armor has a strength requirement. That is fair. Of 18, but if you don't meet that, it just means your speed is dropped by 10. Who cares about speed when you're a tank? That is also fair. The detriments for meeting weapon and armor requirements in 5e is not as penalizing as it was in 3.5. Like, I'm almost certain you had like a -4 to attack if you weren't proficient. But in 5e, you just don't get your proficiency bonus. 5e is an easier game. That is fair. And I like it. I like it a lot. I don't know if I could ever go back to 3.5. Not without some tears. Oh yeah, huge difference from 3.5. Just kidding, I was gonna take meta magics, but bailed for telekinetic at the last minute. Ah, okay. Alright, almost time with the spikes. Then we do the base. Then purple worm is complete. Bam, bam, bam. Well, that's not true. Base and then noon oil, and then purple worm is complete. Dun, dun, dun. Two, three. Three more teeth. Well, no, these aren't teeth. That'd be horrifying if the side things are actual teeth. I don't know what I would think of a purple worm at that point. Well, you know, I suppose teeth are just sharp bones. These are sharp bones, so maybe it is just outer teeth? Because what is a tooth but just a bone with a certain function? Okay. Yes, no. Teeth and outer bones are like the same thing? Mm-hmm. Alright. I really appreciate how fast the paint dries, because I constantly touch in places I just painted. Think their teeth replace themselves constantly like for sharks? I mean, that would only make sense. Oh, I don't need red. This one doesn't have a tongue. Well, I'm sure it does, but I don't know where it is. And I'm not going to paint it. What are outer teeth? Oh, you know, when you break your elbow, it's outer teeth. It's not your elbow popping out of your skin, it's outer teeth. Duh. Teeth of a purple worm are sharp, stone-like protrusions inside its gigantic maw. The teeth are made of ivory, covered in a layer of stone-textured keratin that is as hard as steel and able to chew through rocks. Well, geez. Are you gonna hit this one with the oil? Yeah, I'm gonna hit this one with the oil. It needs to be scowy. It needs more shadows. Yeah, we'll just leave that inner layer black, because I do not want to try to paint my way through that. Well, we'll leave most of the inner layer black, just the parts I don't want to try to reach. Spooky, scary purple worm. It's so hard to see where I'm painting at this angle. The shadows it's creating in its big monstrous form. Oh, that was not dry. Finally getting paint on the paper. But that's just because this base can't fit in that. Which has a nice little, like, blue halo on it at the moment. The Eye of Penguin. Alright, we'll give that a tick to dry a little. Kind of sopped it on there, jeez. You can clean the brushes while we wait. I suppose you guys would like to see it. There it is. Rawr. I like that purple. That is a nice purple. So yeah. Thank you. Yeah, next week we'll do the angel. And then when we finish the angel, we can then vote on what's next. Try a little faster. I want to put new oil on you. I have a fan over here. I'm not just like throwing it somewhere. Yeet! It's my fault for sopping it on. It's just getting impatient. Dries mini on cat. Ooh, the unicorn? Yes, the magical unicorn. The definitely not spelt wrong unicorn. But hey, I didn't drop the minis much after my first initial weirdage. Weirdage? It's late. That's all I'm gonna say. Cleaning brushes is so much fun, except it's not. If you're wondering, I'm staring at some white that's on the brown rock, and I'm wondering if I want to try to fix it. Yeah, I noticed it. I want to try to fix it, but I'll come in with a tiny brush. I'll finish cleaning this brush. Didn't drop the worm at all, though I would have been concerned if you had. Yeah. It's just a highlight. Have you accidentally grabbed the paint water cup thing thinking it was your tea? No, thankfully this thing doesn't have like a handle on it. So like, it's pretty nice. And my tea is way over here. So I haven't accidentally grabbed it to try to drink it. Now if I had been using like an actual cup to clean my brushes, yeah, there probably would have been an accidental attempt at sipping. Man, this one got paint all over it. What a silly biscuit I am. We'll let that be. Coming in with the brown. Okay, easy. Easy. All fixed. can't see it. Because I fixed it. Alright, brushes are clean. How's it looking? Alright, I think it's mostly dry. Now it's time for the oil. So people call this liquid talent because it does create nice shadows. It's just kind of like get it all over your brush. And then you just... On some minis, it's a lot more dramatic than others, what it does. So that's why I didn't want to do it on the penguin, because I liked the bright colors on the penguin. This tends to darken things a little. Being very dangerous with how I'm handling this oil. Making the world darker, so it's going to have its own movie in the DC universe. It's going to be super dramatic, and there's going to be Martha involved. They'll all have mothers named Martha. The D&D party and the Purple Worm, they'll be like, why do you know that name? I don't think I've watched a lot of DC movies, but I've seen people talk about it. Alright, I think that's it. Yay! Clean the brush, clean the brush. Not that there's a lot to clean with this brush, but you know, stuff probably cakes. Alright, well, I do believe that's it. We've painted the Purple Worm. He's looking super fly. Super cool, super scary. Super scary. And we've also painted the penguin. He's looking very nice. Very nice. I do like how it turned out. Size comparison. Well, that's actually kind of like the the D&D like size comparison chart. Here's a medium creature. Here's a gargantuan creature. But yeah, I only dropped the mini 5 times. The penguin would fit in the worm's mouth, you know? Probably. Oh, his cape might. If I hold it like this, yes, but his cape is in the way of him actually getting swallowed. So nice, thank you. But yeah, now I get the fun task of cleaning all my stuff up. But hey, that is a-okay, because this was fun. For now, let us go find somebody to raid. I'm using the wrong mouse. Quickly taking notes about wearing capes. They will prevent you from being swallowed by purple worms. Excuse me, all other minis. I need this mouse. And congrats on follow go. Thank you. Yes, thank you for Doig for following and everybody else for also following. Hopefully, then it'll be affiliate. We shall see within the next 24 to 48 hours, because that's how long it takes to adjust sometimes. All right. Yay, right? I'm so excited. I've got all the emotes ready. Oh, don't need to see my phone, guys. All right, we will glue. What all comes with affiliate? Well, people can start subscribing to me. Then emotes, channel points, I believe is a thing. And then the sub badges. So I'm gonna make something for the sub badges, but I haven't gotten around to it. Mostly because I don't know what tiers of subs you get at first. And then you unlock more as you get more subs. That's from my understanding, my very base level understanding. Should I look more into this? Yes. Have I? No. Do you have an idea for point main names? I don't yet. Like I was like throwing around like trying coins. We could call them hillbilly kickflips. I have 1,000 hillbilly kickflips. So exciting, right? Right. What am I doing? Oh yes, I know what I'm doing now. It's fine. It's fine. I know what I'm doing. No hillbilly kickflip coins. If anyone else has an idea for point names, feel free. We can also just change the name on the fly. Nope, wrong button. Or just kickflips, then the coin, then things could cost 100 kickflips. I mean, that's pretty funny. I do like that. You gotta stand hillbilly kickflip, you know? He's a good man. And he's a powerful man. And he needs you to pipe down. But yeah, we'll hash that all out when the time comes. Which I hope is soon. But yeah, I will definitely let everyone know on the Discord and probably the next stream. I had a minor stroke typing there for a second. Tuesday should be Solasta if we don't have schedule conflicts. And then Friday, there will be no stream. I quit. Because I will be helping prepare for my sister's wedding. So I will be out of town and without stable internet. Not that the internet is unstable there, but it is not streaming stable. And I don't want to carry 2 computers over that way. It's too far. But yes, for now we will raid Snazzy Bastard. He is doing Gunpla today, so if you like robot mechs and you like watching people put things together, hey, stick around. Or don't, it's also late. But yes, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for helping a follower girl. And Tuesday, see you there, P square, circle, whatever you wish to be. But yes, more importantly, bye-bye. Bye-bye. I need to click start raid. Oh, goodness. Now we gotta wait 10 seconds. I don't know what I'm doing anymore, guys. All right. Now, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.